Welcome to Eternal Elements Learning Podcast brought to you by Atyasa Online. These podcasts are a part of the audio certificate programs on Atyasa Online. You're free to take these podcasts on your desired portal also, should you only wish to learn on the go. Thank you so much for engaging on these podcasts, and you can connect with the author on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Hi, welcome back. This is Niket Karajagi from Eternal Elements, brought to you by Just Online. We're talking about international business in Season 8. We spoke about the free trade theory of absolute advantage in the earlier podcast. This was Adam Smith's theory, where he said that the country's wealth is based on its goods and services that it makes available to its people rather than gold. And then he talked about the fact that whatever you're good at, whatever you're best at, whatever you specialize in, that's what you export, and you utilize the specialization of the other country and you import. Amazing world. But what happens if a country specializes or has advantages in multiple products? Now this is a different scenario, and that's where we talk about the theory of comparative advantage. This was propagated in 1817 by David Ricardo, and he questioned what happens when a country can produce all products at an absolute advantage. Hypothetical situation, but yet in economics it holds true. And this question of what happens when one country can produce all products with absolute advantage resulted in the theory of comparative advantage. It says that global efficiency gains may still result from a trade if a country specializes in what it produces more efficiently, regardless of other countries' absolute advantage. Let's figure this out. What does it mean? It basically means that gains from trade will occur in a country that has absolute advantage in all the products, because a country must give up a less efficient output to produce a more efficient output. It's a simple, straightforward logic. Let's say we have rice and we have wheat. Now, if a country has an absolute advantage both for rice as well as for wheat, however, if let us say wheat requires more factors of production, it may therefore be less efficient to produce wheat, so there is an absolute advantage for wheat. And therefore, what should the country do? If rice is where your absolute advantage is and you're extremely efficient in producing rice, you must still produce rice and give up wheat. Now, this is something which is very, very difficult to digest for a lot of countries, because what it says is that there are advantages to trade even if one country enjoys an absolute advantage in production of all the products. Why do you want to orient all your resources into two different products or maybe multiple products, and those products which are lesser efficient than the principal product? And therefore, countries must focus on where their absolute advantage is, where is the maximum efficiency, and export that product. That's the theory of comparative advantage. So what's the difference in the theory of absolute advantage? Absolute advantage talks about one product, which is specialization, whereas the theory of comparative advantage talks about maybe you have advantages in multiple products. And that's the beauty of the theory of comparative advantage. Now, this is a logic which is an extension of the theory of absolute advantage. But then there are countries world over which have immense process technologies, which have even immense capital, and they are the ones who could have a comparative advantage. They could have absolute advantage, a massive advantage in multiple products. And therefore, what should they do? They should specialize in whatever they're best at. They should export whatever they're extremely efficient at. Simple, straightforward rule of international business. Look at your company, look at your country. Whatever is your absolute advantage, whatever you are able to produce with absolute efficiency, that is what you should offer to the world in form of exports. Thank you very much. This is Niket Karajagi signing off from Eternal Elements. In this podcast, we talked about the theory of comparative advantage. I shall see you in the next podcast with another theory.